Welcome back to Just Chattin', and this is the series of videos we do on Thursday and Sunday evenings just for our own amusement. So for all you Audie fans, he had a great week. He had a lot of company. Audie loves company. He loves people. So when somebody comes over, obviously they're here to visit a cat, right? And he got a chance to play with Jane. He had the opportunity to meet our new mail carrier. Now, the new mail carrier has been on this route for about 2 months, but Audie has not had the chance to meet him because it's been wet and it's been hot, and the cat hasn't wanted to go out and play. So finally he got a chance to meet the new mail carrier. That was a big deal for him. Got a chance to meet one of the new yard guys. So Audie is like, he's in seventh heaven because of the company, but he doesn't like the weather. So we are alternating between overjoyed and pouting. He may show up, he may not, but frankly, I'm not holding my breath. So we have a story, and this is an old story. The last time I tackled this story was 4 years ago. In fact, it will be 4 years on Tuesday, so it's like almost exactly 4 years ago. But it has resurfaced, and I have to say, it's one of my favorites, and I have been patiently waiting for this to come back into the public forum, get a little scrutiny, shine a little light on this, because, yeah, it's a doozy. So, we'll be right back. So, was Nutmeg a yacht girl? This story has resurfaced, and I will give you the information that brought this to my attention recently. But let me start by sharing with you what brought my attention to this story 4 years ago. And it was you. It was our viewers who said there are rumors circulating that Nutmeg was a yacht girl. Will you take a look at this? And I did. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Yacht Girl, this is a term that is used to describe the women who show up at yacht parties, and it doesn't have to be on the ocean. These can be parties at private homes, private clubs, and basically they engage in transactional sex, and I guess that's pretty much the bottom line. Keep in mind that transactional sex covers a broad range of sexual activity. It is everything from the hooker on the street corner turning tricks for a couple of francs, a couple of dollars, a couple of pounds, right up to women with more pretensions, who are engaging in relationships because they are going to be useful in their careers, because they are going to get fancy presents. They're not exactly getting, 2 pounds, 2 francs. They're getting diamond bracelets. The video I did 4 years ago, I gave a very full and thorough explanation of how this works based on the definition that appeared in Vanity Fair at the time. So, if you want to take a look at that, please, by all means, do so. I have a lot of trouble watching myself from 4 years ago, but I did, in fact, rewatch that video in preparation for this video. I believe that the information I gave you 4 years ago was about as accurate as it could be. But was it thorough? Was it complete? No, it was not. There were things I held back. And by the way, I'm showing you that stuff in this video because times have changed. Things are no longer the same as they were 4 years ago. But we'll get into that in a moment. This was brought to my attention currently, in this contemporaneous setting, by a blog post on what I believe to be a blog platform. I have a link to the post and the platform, and I'm going to read the story for you. They said in the caption of the story it was a 3-minute read. I would say it's closer to 5 minutes, but I haven't actually timed it out. Just so you can get an idea of where the story is now and why contemporary audiences feel it is significant. So let's start by taking a look at this, and then we will move on. The Yacht Girl Files. Meghan Markle's buried past surfaces in a digital storm. From curated royalty to PR crisis, how Lady C's bombshell photo leak threatens to unravel Meghan Markle's carefully crafted image. By Life of Movie Stars, published 3 days ago. 3-minute read. There's a side of Meghan Markle the world was never supposed to see, and according to Lady Colin Campbell's latest explosive reveal, that side is no longer hidden. Whispers of a secret past have long haunted the Duchess of Sussex, but now alleged photos from Meghan's Yacht Girl days are making the rounds, setting off a media frenzy that even the most powerful PR teams may not be able to contain. Lady C, a royal author known for speaking the uncomfortable truths the palace avoids, claims to have unearthed compromising pre-fame photos that Meghan has tried desperately to bury. These aren't vague rumors anymore. They're reported to be visual evidence surfacing online, causing both shock and speculation across social media and tabloid circles alike. For years, speculation about Meghan's early social life simmered quietly in online forums and blind gossip items. Her rumored participation in elite yacht parties, social scenes often associated with celebrities, billionaires, and transactional relationships, was often dismissed as misogynistic smear. But this time, the narrative is different. This time, there are alleged receipts. According to insiders, Meghan is reportedly furious, panicked even, over the leaked material. Emergency meetings have reportedly been called, cease and desist letters are flying, and Hollywood lawyers are scrambling to contain the spread. Prince Harry, meanwhile, is said to be in turmoil, blinded by the depth of a past that Meghan may have hidden even from him. The timing of this scandal couldn't be worse for the Sussex brand. Netflix is rumored to be cooling its relationship with the couple. Spotify has already pulled the plug. The Duchess's lifestyle brand, With Love Meghan, is facing unconfirmed but growing rumors of cancellation. The Sussex narrative, one of freedom, authenticity, and standing up to the crown, is losing its grip, and fast. At the center of the crisis is the glaring question: how much of Meghan's story has been real and how much was orchestrated? Meghan built her brand on overcoming adversity, surviving royal cruelty, and standing tall as a feminist voice. But if these yacht allegations gain more traction and are indeed proven authentic, they could dismantle the very foundation of her public image. It's not about judging her past, but about the lengths allegedly taken to hide it, rewrite it, and profit from an alternative version of it. The silence from Meghan's usual supporters is deafening. Former allies in Hollywood, media, and even within the activist space are reportedly distancing themselves. PR professionals suggest that major brands are being warned against associating too closely with her while this unfolds. Meghan's value as an icon is tied directly to her credibility, and that currency is suddenly crashing. What makes this scandal particularly damaging is that it's no longer limited to whispers or shadowy online chatter. It's backed, allegedly, by hard visuals and claims of suppressed evidence. Lady C isn't just hinting anymore. She's laying out what she says are the receipts. And in the court of public opinion, perception is everything. Critics are now pointing to Meghan's aggressive image management, from high-budget documentaries to children's books, as an overcorrection, possibly designed to bury inconvenient truths. It's one thing to evolve from your past. It's another to erase it while publicly monetizing a revised history. Harry's role in all this complicates the picture further. He famously burned royal bridges for Meghan, going to war with the press and his own family to defend her narrative. But now insiders claim he's beginning to question how much he truly knew. If that's true, it's not just a marriage under pressure, it's a myth unraveling. Mainstream media outlets that once championed Meghan's voice are now suspiciously quiet. Whispers of NDAs, legal threats, and backroom media negotiations are growing louder. But in a digital age driven by Reddit threads and TikTok detectives, silence doesn't stop the story. It accelerates it. Supporters of Meghan argue that this is just another example of a powerful woman being torn down for her past. But others push back, saying this isn't about her history, it's about honesty. If her origin story has been shaped, packaged, and sold while actively suppressing inconvenienced truths, then it's not unfair scrutiny, it's accountability. Meghan once claimed to be a truth teller, a voice for the silenced. But now she's facing accusations of being the one hiding the truth. That's a credibility crisis no PR firm can fully control. With Hollywood turning cautious, Netflix reconsidering deals, and public trust waning, Meghan finds herself at a crossroads. Her next move will determine whether this is a temporary setback or the beginning of the end for a once powerful brand. For now, one thing is clear. The internet doesn't forget, and the truth has a funny way of surfacing, especially when someone tries to bury it. So, now we have the current take on the whole Yacht Girl scandal. And apparently, Lady Colin Campbell has come up with some photos, and I don't know if she's come up with the same photos I have. I have not seen this, and frankly, my information is coming secondhand. So I have not gone over to check out what Lady C is saying about this. I assume that whatever she is saying will eventually come out in a book, and I believe the best way I can support Lady C's work is to buy her books, and publicize them if I can. But yeah, it'll come out in a book, and I will read it. I will read some of it to you, because I do want her research to get out there. Her research is good. So we'll have to wait and see. But I do have some of my own photos. Now, When I was looking at Nutmeg the Yacht Girl 4 years ago, I didn't have the benefit of the last 4 years. I had walked away about 73%. What an odd figure, but that's what I came up with. 73% convinced that Nutmeg had indeed been a yacht girl, that this was more likely than not. Meantime, Tom Bower's book, Revenge, came out. And in this book, he relates some stories about Brett Ratner, who is a producer, director in Hollywood. He is a Hollywood power broker. This was a man who's been involved in major motion pictures, including X-Men Last Stand. That's the one that comes to mind mostly because that's the one I think you might have heard of. I'm not a big moviegoer or television watcher, so my information is like the information of someone who lives under a rock. Brett Ratner, back in the early 2000s to 2010, was known for having big house parties. And these house parties were frequented by wealthy, powerful men within Hollywood, the movers and shakers, and young women on the prowl. They were kind of on the make, was the expression we used to use in my day, which sort of meant they were looking to succeed. They were looking to get ahead, and they weren't too picky about how they did it. So ambitious young women. And Nutmeg was allegedly at these parties. Now, Bower, in fact, says it was Brett Ratner's parties, and quotes people who frequented those parties saying, oh yeah, she was there. It's interesting because at that time, the narrative that Nutmeg was pushing forth, her public image, such as it was that of an upper middle class to upper class woman of elegance and refinement. And that seems to have been what she was purveying at these parties. She was modestly dressed. They described her as playing the innocent. I think it was more likely that she was playing the elegant woman who didn't need to be there for the money or the publicity or the connection making or whatever else. And that, by the way, I think dovetails nicely with the very famous yacht party picture we have of her, where the other girls are blatantly showing off their wares, whereas Nutmeg is in the background in her signature fedora and sunglasses. So, yeah, it's a very consistent picture. A consistent picture is not proof, but certainly it's a consistent picture, and that speaks volumes too. Interestingly enough, in the intervening 4 years, and I mentioned this 4 years ago, that even though that yacht picture had been around for a good 2 years, which was how far back I traced the picture at that time, so now we're looking at a picture that's been in circulation that I know of for 6 years, perhaps longer. None of the half dozen women in that photo has ever come forward and said, this wasn't a yacht party. We rented a yacht for the afternoon to do a girls' day out. This was a bachelorette party. This was a photo shoot for beachwear. Whatever plausible explanation might have been offered, never has been. Now, a lack of an explanation proves nothing, but it is suggestive. Like I say, a consistent narrative, the suggestion of a lack of denial. Yeah, at this point, I'm probably about 93% convinced. So why would this be surfacing now? Is it simply that Lady C came across some pictures? First of all, I doubt that. I would imagine that Lady C has probably had the same batch of pictures I had access to 4 years ago. I'm working on my own. Lady C has a staff. So do I think that she had access to this? Of course I do. So why is it surfacing now? Well, again, could be a number of reasons. In Lady C's case, she gets to time her work any way she wants to. She's probably been busy with other things. She might have wanted more evidence. Who knows? And this is not in any way a criticism of Lady C. If she has come up with the evidence and is putting it out there, then bravo for her. And yes, I will buy that book. But it's more about the media. 4 years ago, when Nutmeg Star was on the rise, the media was protecting her. She was a member of the British royal family, and she was getting good press, very favorable press here in the U.S. People didn't want to speak out against her, because speaking out against her 4 years ago made you a victimizer. You were victimizing poor Nutmeg. It made you a racist. You were victimizing poor Nutmeg because she was Maltese or 43% Nigerian or whatever else she's been pretending to be in the intervening years. Media attention has changed its focus now. And now that Nutmeg Star is waning, people are digging out the old stories. People are taking a closer look. She is no longer protected. As the blogger had mentioned in the article that I read to you, the deals are collapsing. They are vanishing into a puff of smoke. And it's, I guess one might say, it's suddenly becoming fashionable to pigpile on Nutmeg. And that is the way the media works. When they feel they want to build someone up, they're not going to reproduce negative stories. They are not going to show their darling in anything less than a favorable light. But when the media decides it's more in their interest to tear someone down, yes, everything comes out of the woodwork. I think that is what's happening now. Just my opinion. I think she's lost her protection. And I'm not surprised. So why is this relevant? Well, again, that blogger basically summed up the issue very nicely. When the blogger said it's not about crucifying Nutmeg for her past. It's about honesty. It's about lecturing all of us about Nutmeg on a podcast saying, I just want people to tell the truth about me, while she is telling lies and fantasies and fabrications about herself and calling people who are telling the truth about her trolls and haters and liars. Yeah, it is about honesty. It is about hypocrisy. It is about accountability. It is about standing up in front of the public, playing I'm holier than thou. I am the victim. I am the feminist. And you are not. And if you attack me, you are victimizing me. And you are pulling down a feminist. You are a misogynist. You are a hater. You are a troll. That is Nutmeg's narrative, and that has been Nutmeg's narrative for the past 7 years. And yeah, we have the right to call her out on this. Where was her feminism when she was strutting her stuff on yachts at private parties where women were there as entertainment in the broadest possible sense for the powerful men? Where was her feminism then? And we do have the right to look at her and say, if you are feeling victimized when people pull out your past and shine a light on it, who did the victimizing? Wasn't my past. I didn't do those things. If you're feeling victimized, honey, you got no one but yourself to blame. You did the things that you are condemning us for exposing. So what is it? Was it okay to do it? If it was okay to do it, it's okay to talk about it. So, before I go, I'm going to share with you the photos. Now, I've had these photos in my files for 4 years. I did not show them when I did that video on Nutmeg the Yacht Girl, but that's about the time that I had begun collecting these photos for the purpose of that video. I was not prepared to show them at the time because, much to my shame, I bought in to Nutmeg's narrative, which is illustrated by the photos, because this was one of her let the picture tell the story things, that she had been photographed without her knowledge or consent in these pictures. Do I believe that now? I do not. I absolutely do not. We have seen too many of her merchandising pap strolls. We have seen too many of her, oh my goodness, were there really photographers there? Did they really catch me unaware? Oh, please. It's getting old. It's getting tired. And quite frankly, I'm not buying it anymore. So what I have done is I have blotted out the naughty bits, and here you go. Yes, these pictures are all over the internet. If you want them, just Google Meghan Markle topless, and you will be flooded with images like this. Are they out there? Yeah, absolutely. So, as I say, I was not prepared to share them 4 years ago because I will protect anyone's privacy, including Nutmeg's, even though, most of her privacy issues are due to her own actions. So I have to say, I'm delighted that there is more scrutiny brought to this matter because, if you're going to position yourself publicly as someone who is above reproach, someone who is a domestic goddess, an icon, a lifestyle guru who should be emulated and respected, you need to be sure that you can walk the talk. And I don't think Nutmeg has proven herself capable of that. So that's what I have for you today. We are going to take a look at a slideshow on the way out. I think I'm going to try for puppies or kittens or something, because, we just got an eyeful. Maybe we ought to walk away from that. Thank you for being with me. I hope to see you all over the weekend for our weekend videos, and we will be back again Sunday night. In the meantime, have a terrific day.